first, everything looks normal. Lights glow, roads move, cities breathe. Then, without warning, something stops working. A street goes dark. A signal fails. A system meant to last forever doesn't. And suddenly we notice what we usually ignore. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is the silent system beneath modern life. It is the roads we drive on, the bridges we cross, and the wires that carry power and data. It brings water to our homes and takes waste away. Most days it works quietly in the background. We rarely think about it until it fails. Around the world, infrastructure failures are becoming more visible. Power outages, bridge collapses, water shortages, transport breakdowns. These events are not isolated. They are connected by time, pressure, and neglect. This story matters now because the systems built decades ago are being pushed beyond their limits. Many of today's infrastructure systems were designed for a smaller population. Fewer cars, less energy use, slower cities. But cities grew faster than systems. Demand increased. Maintenance did not always keep up. Over time, small problems became invisible risks. Cracks widened. Pipes weakened. Software aged. In many cases, warnings came early. Engineers wrote reports. Inspectors raised concerns. Budgets were discussed, delayed, or reduced. The system stayed in use until failure arrived. Power grids are often the first to show stress. One damaged line can overload another. A single failure can spread across regions in minutes. When electricity stops, everything else follows. Traffic lights shut down. Hospitals switch to emergency power. Communication slows. The city feels different, quieter, uncertain. Extreme weather has made these systems even more fragile. Heat waves increase electricity demand. Cold snaps freeze pipes and fuel lines. Floods overwhelm drainage and weaken foundations. Infrastructure was not always built for these extremes. What was once rare is now common. Transportation systems also feel the strain. Bridges age under constant weight. Rail lines warp under heat. Airports rely on complex digital networks that can fail without warning. When transport stops, people are delayed, stranded, or cut off. The impact is immediate and personal. Digital infrastructure is newer, but not immune. Data centers require constant power and cooling. Communication networks depend on physical cables and towers. When these fail, information disappears. Payments stop. Navigation fails. In a digital world, silence can spread faster than noise. Evidence of infrastructure failure comes from many sources. Government reports, independent inspections, news footage, first-hand accounts. Together, they show a pattern. Aging systems, rising demand, delayed action. But not everyone agrees on the cause. Some experts point to underinvestment. Others blame climate stress. Some argue that poor planning is the main issue. Often, the truth is not one thing. It is many small decisions over many years. What is clear is that failure is rarely sudden. It is usually slow. Behind every system failure are people. Families sitting in dark homes. Workers unable to reach their jobs. Patients relying on backup power. For some, it is inconvenience. For others, it is risk. In one reported case, an elderly man was trapped in an elevator during a blackout. Emergency lights stayed on, but time felt longer. Moments like these remind us that infrastructure is not abstract. It is human. Experts often compare infrastructure to a chain. Each link depends on the next. When one weakens, the whole system feels it. Fixing only one part is not enough. The entire chain must be understood. This is why infrastructure matters beyond engineering. It affects safety, economy, trust. So what do we know? We know many systems are aging. We know demand is increasing. We know climate stress is growing. What we don't always know is when the next failure will happen, or where. That uncertainty is the real risk. Looking ahead, there are several possible paths. Some regions may invest early and reduce future failures. Others may react only after damage occurs. Technology may help monitor systems better, but technology alone cannot replace maintenance. The outcome depends on choices made today. Infrastructure does not ask for attention. It does not protest. It does not speak. It simply carries us forward, until it can't. The question is not whether infrastructure will fail again. It is whether we will notice before it does. Thank you for watching. If you want to explore more stories like this, watch our next video on how cities prepare for the next crisis.